All right, this is April, also known as Grandma. Today I want to talk to you about how the Lord is turning our captivity. Also means a lot of things and companies are being crushed. Okay, the people that normally would control all of these things, the Lord has stepped in, and if you pay attention, you can see things are happening. Okay, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is this ship, huge ship that's in the Suez Canal with at least $10 billion worth of goods that are stranded in the Suez Canal. And how did it happen? Now, remember me telling you that the elements wanted to get involved in this butt whooping? So the wind straddled it across the Suez Canal. So it's a backlog of merchants. It's like a huge traffic jam. And on the ship itself, it's over $10 billion worth of things. Less known the other smaller ships that are waiting to do their business. Okay, so it has put a stop. It has hurt them financially. All of these business owners, and 90% of them aren't us. They don't look like us. Okay, so the auto industry. We don't own the Fords, although you know how the story goes. Our relative invented a car and Ford mass produced it. Okay, so all of these people that don't look like us they're really starting to suffer financially. Okay, the auto industry. Okay, the auto industry is suffering because they can't make cars, and they can't make cars because they don't have the semiconductors that are essential in making cars. Okay, and the semiconductors come from China. Okay, so we don't know how long they're gonna be playing this tug of war game. So, uh, also in that same area of the auto industry, the Avises and rent-a-car places and all that, in order to stay afloat, they sold most of their cars. Okay, their rental cars, they sold them in order to stay alive during COVID. So what that has inadvertently created, people are realizing that when they want to get a car, they'll say it's available, but when they actually get there are no cars available. Okay, so they're having to take a hit. Okay, another merchant that doesn't look like us, that has made millions of dollars in the past, is taking a hit. Okay, let's see. Of course, you know about the the Wall Street billionaires. They took a hit about maybe about 2 weeks ago because the millennials, they got a new strategy that's unconventional. They're not paying any attention to what the normal people would say. Oh, that's crazy. So what they're doing is the millennials, I have to give it to them. The millennials will see a company that's been around maybe for a minute, and they'll see that it's going out of business, which means the stocks are very low. So what they're doing is jumping in, and everybody's getting on the bandwagon, and it's making the stocks go up. So the millennials, about a month ago now, they made a whole lot of money. Imagine having a stock and you buying it at $6, and you bought, let's say that you bought 2,000 shares. Imagine how much money you would have when you finally stop, because you had a stop loss, trailing stop loss. Uh, In the meantime, the billionaires, they were crying foul. They begged the Wall Street uh, people to stop the trading, halt the trading, because they were banking on it going one way and it went up. So they were, in a matter of minutes, losing thousands of dollars. Okay, so start paying attention to stuff like this, because whenever I say our captivity is turning, what that really means in layman's terms, I got that out of the Bible, by the way. Our captivity is turning. That means the things that basically had us bound, the Lord is suffering them to lose these things. Now, I already told you that the earth is waiting on us to mature. So quite naturally, they're gonna want to be involved in the butt whooping. Okay, so pay attention. You're gonna see more of this stuff coming down the pike. Okay, more and more and more stuff. Countries that have last year, it was countries that had never had a flood in 30 years, and these people don't look like us. So the wind is involved, all the elements, the earth, wind, fire, and rain, all of them are involved, okay? Believe it or not, because they know who we are. Even before we knew who we were, they knew that we were the sons of God, and still is. Okay? So I think that's basically it. This is short and sweet. Basically, I'm wanting you to start paying attention. And normally it involves the money. Most of the time it involves the money, but not all the time. Sometimes people will just have to flee their land, like we had to flee our land because of a mudslide, or because of a tsunami, or because of an earthquake, or because, like last year and a year and a half ago, people literally, I think it was a city called Paradise. What did God do to Paradise? He burned that sucker down. They had to flee for their lives. And there was another place called Whiteville or something. Anyway, they had to run. Now, here's the thing. Now, we did a whole lot of running when we were in Africa. We were ran off of our land, so it's only fair that they have to be ran off of their land. Our captivity is turning. We're coming out of slavery. We're coming out of slavery. And a lot of people now are realizing that, okay, so maybe we should move it to our own little area. Which, I mean, if you want to buy the block buy back, I'm in full support of that. Okay, start doing things that would help us. Okay, stop giving them all of our money. We need to be the bankers. We need to be all these other things that the scripture talks about in Deuteronomy. The head and not the tail, above only, never beneath, the lender, not the borrower. We got the brains, we got everything we need to start doing all these things. Okay? So, uh, my next big thing is moving to the country. That's because when stuff roll out, they're gonna be trying to get the city first, and then they're going to roll out to the country. Okay, but of course, I'm not going to be faced by it, because I know who I am. You ought to read the story about Elijah and Obadiah. It's pretty interesting. Obadiah was really afraid when he knew. He was happy to see him, but the message that he gave Obadiah, Obadiah got very afraid. He said, "Go tell," because Obadiah had a high position with under Ahab, the wicked king, and he said, "Go tell Ahab that I'm coming." And he said, "Bro, what are you doing? You trying to get me killed?" He's like, "No." He said, "Well, listen. Everybody knows, basically, he was saying, everybody know you teleport, but he didn't use the word teleport. He said, when I get there, because he was talking from experience, from other regiments. When the army gets there, the Lord would have already taken you somewhere else, and then they'd have to go back and report to the king. He's not there. All right, cut their heads off. Basically, it's some pretty interesting stuff in there, and also read a lot of the books that they took out because it's just very fascinating. The quicker you find out who you really are, that's going to expedite us going back to our homeland. Okay? So that's basically it. Things are changing for our betterment. Okay? So this is April, also known as Grandma. Stay woke. Keep looking at the things that, like, so they're crying because they're losing money. All these years they've been making all these billions of dollars. So I'm wondering, how do they really feel? But anyway, I know how we felt when they took all of our stuff. So now the tables are turned. That's just basically it is what it is. Okay? All right. So this is April, also known as Grandma, saying Shalom.